Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode on the Anarchy podcast. A little more than 2 weeks ago, I made a video all about the other servers in the Anarchy scene. I got many people saying, "Oh, why not my server? You should have added these servers." So here's that response to those demands. Here are some more servers in the Anarchy community. Like the last video I made on this topic, we will go through this list alphabetically, starting with a server that isn't necessarily an Anarchy server, but since it bases itself around Anarchy, I think it should be on this list. Its name is 2b2tpvp. The server is one of only a couple servers based around PvP and trying their best to mirror the PvP experience you can find on 2b, just without the lag, along with some other special bonus additions to the gameplay. The server is run by the controversial John 200410. You may remember him from our last video on this topic as he has some experience with running servers. What you're looking at now is their spawn, with there being a big platform to spawn on. Now, how do you start PvPing? Well, you can choose your kits in which people have submitted over the months of playing on the server by typing /kit. Much like a kit PvP arena, there's a huge open bedrock and obsidian level below the arena for everyone to fight, PvP, and die. Like we did with the last video, I have gathered player count info for the past 4 days of playtime on every couple hours I was awake, and the server averages a player count of around 10 people at any time. John has also implemented other dimensions within his PvP server, with the end and the nether portals being in the starting platform if anybody wants to give the go at a fun change from their regular overworld PvP. Other fun activities that this server has to offer are duels in which people can fight face to face in a private arena for in-game currency. This server's IP along with the Discord will be in the description. Weirdly enough, the next server on our list is yet another PvP server by the name of crystalpvp.cc, and it does exactly what the name suggests. It specializes in crystal and true 2b2t PvP mechanics. With an average of 9 players on at a time, the community is far from dead, and as it should be. This server is quite a young place, with it just coming into being on June 31st, 2019. This server is owned by the infamous Popcwrn, and he makes it a priority to put the server up and make it as great as some others. Some things that differ Crystal PvP from, say, for example, 2b2t PvP are the fact that this server gets updates very regularly, with just recently an exploit with people being able to walk around with 32k items, and the owner Popcwrn getting rid of this problem in just 15 minutes. Other things that would attract players would be the fact that this server offers 30 mil PvP, nether PvP, 32k PvP, and also gives you the option to make your own kit, and everyone is welcome to submit it to be added to the kit directory. There is also an actual clan/teaming mechanic where you can team up with others and become the leading group on the server. And the owner is implementing a system within Discord where you can check your total kills and such. Before I go on to the next server, here's a recording that I got with him about his server. What differs your server from others and really makes it the best choice for people wanting to PvP?
Well, I would say my server is very authentic in the fact that it has never really seen before things in a PvP server. You'd think just crystals would be the only necessary thing, but I've added things such as 32Ks with an actual working plugin that reverts it just like Housemaster reverts his 32Ks. We also have custom game modes like Hunger Games crystals. We have special arenas like terrain PvP, overworld of course. We have world border. We have nether, which keep in mind is the only place that the 32Ks work, and a bunch of other stuff like that.
Great. Do you welcome all the new fags to Anarchy on your server?
Absolutely, everyone's welcome, because I feel like, I was once a new player myself, and having a place where I can go, especially crystalpvp.cc, having a place where you can go and just practice PvP with the config very, very similar to 2b2t's NCP config, I think it's a perfect place, and I accept everyone that really wants to play on it.
Great. What do you plan for Crystal PvP in the near future?
Basically the plans are based off of what people wanted. I was recently just planning on making like a parkour or like a hack course where people can test out their new clients, because the new meta nowadays is that they want to make clients So I was thinking about making like, a place where they can test out their no fall. They can test out all their modules in a place in a server with a similar config to 2b2t. So stuff like that, but the community, depending on if they like it or not, it'll be made or it won't, depending on how they want it or they like it or not,
So you update the server and add things, with people giving their input.
Yeah, because I personally think that just because I want something in there, that may be cool for me, but is it useful to the rest of the server, right?
Yeah, keeping everyone in mind.
Yeah.
Would you like to say anything to the people wanting to join a server like yours?
I'd say give my server a try, because like the worst case scenario, like you just didn't like it. Well, let's just say you didn't like it. You can just go into another server. That's the beauty of it. It's a free server you can join. You can join with your friends. We have a clan system recently installed where you can come on with your friends and actually represent your group. If it's actually not like a huge popular group, you can actually start a name almost on my server and make it big by the leaderboards.
Well, that's always great. Thank you very much.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
Next on our list is quite a really unique server. Macrochasm is one of those servers that actually stands out as something different. Well, why? This server is old, and not in the sense of years. Although it has been online from October 2016 until now, the server is old as in the updates. Because this server initially started its time in the alpha time period of Minecraft. I believe it was on the first multiplayer version of Minecraft, and they have been updating the server once in a while ever since. The owner of this server is a legendary old fag and infamous player, Jared2013, and with his squad of people, made it into something that has lasted the test of time, and along with the rise and fall of other Anarchy servers, or semi-Anarchy servers, Jared has made Macro's player count become stable at around... actually, I don't know, since my Minecraft is a little bit fucky at the moment, but that still gives you all a good reason to get on and find out for yourself. If you would like to know more about the server, I have a recording with Jared on the matter of his server, so here's what I got from him. So, Jared, what differs your server from the others in the Anarchy scene?
That's a difficult question. I'd say that what makes it different is the fact that, unlike other servers that start on modern versions, my server has already existed for 3 years, and it's been incrementally updating ever since the original version of multiplayer, which I believe was Alpha 1.1.
Gotcha.
That makes it, well, let me elaborate upon that. It makes it difficult for most people to log in, which means it doesn't appeal to the same audience as many other Anarchy servers. So we have, I guess, a more mature player base on average.
Gotcha, understood. So, what do you feel about all the new players coming on?
Lately we've had quite a few players online, and it's been pretty good actually. Like I said in the last question, they have been more mature than what is considered average on 2b2t or Constantine or one of those others. And that's been, I guess, refreshing in a sense, because I'm so used to dealing with, like, children on 2b2t.
Yeah. So would you say you welcome new players to your server?
Yeah, I do.
Gotcha. That's always good. Now, what do you plan for Macrochasm in the near future?
Well, in the near future, let's see. So, in addition to being Anarchy with no rules, we don't actually define it as Anarchy, let's say, when we're advertising it. We just call it regular SMP, Survival Multiplayer, and we consider it predatory, because what we do is when we have competitive servers, like for example 2b2t whatever it's called now, or this other server called Betalands, we manage to acquire their maps and we underlay them underneath the Macrochasm map. So the Macrocosm map is a combination of several different server maps, and that's continuing to grow. So as we acquire more maps, we continue to underlay them, and the map grows bigger.
Well, that's always good.
Yeah. So in the near future, let's see, I have one other single player world, because Macrocosm started as a single player world. I have one other I intend to underlay sometime in the future, which is going to complete the number of infinite items that we have on the server. I think right now we have most items on the server are infinite. Not most are infinite. We have an infinite of most items on the server as of right now. So that's what we'll be doing in the near future.
Yeah. So what update are you on right now?
We are on 1.4.7 release.
Great. When will be the next time you're updating?
2020.
2020. Nice.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say? Like, would you say anything to the people, wanting to join a server like yours?
Well, what is important to know is probably that we do underlay other maps, other server maps, and so players on the server should be aware that not all of the buildings that they may encounter were actually built on Macrochasm. They may have been built many years earlier on a different server that we've merely acquired the map of. Additionally, it's a server for more mature people that do not mind the lack of shoulders, the lack of end crystal PvP, the lack of totems and stuff like that. So if players dislike those things, those aspects of modern Minecraft, then I think they should give the server a try.
Yeah, and I mean, with those other maps, there's a lot of history to be explored.
Yeah, the concept with underlying those maps is that I think Minecraft has too little to explore, and so by adding these other maps underneath the Macrocosm map, I have provided players with more to look out for when they're on the server.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for your little interview here. If you guys would like to play on Macrochasm, the Discord will be in the description, detailing 2 very descriptive ways on how to get onto the server, along with the IP. So thank you very much. The last server on our list is one by the name of SimplicityPvP. It is a 1.13.2 server that brands itself as Anarchy, but it doesn't allow hacked clients. Yeah, you can't use your WWE Impact or feature on this server, because this server is a seemingly fully working Anarchy server, just without the hacks. There is even a /rules command to show you the limits of what you can do on here. It has a protected spawn of a 30 by 30 square, where in the middle you spawn. Another weird but kinda cool addition is that the spawn has parkour, challenge courses, AFK spots, and more. The server was created on April 23rd, 2011 and has only had one reset in September of the same year. There has also been many decent looking bases that have been created on here. That just goes to show how a server that attains to the non-stereotypical Anarchy server feel can still have enough fire and life in it to show some promise as a fully fleshed out server. As for the player count, it remains stable at around 15 people on peak hours of the day. Since you aren't allowed to hack on here, they have had to resort to make other measures to make sure that people don't go away to other places like Constantium, 2B, 9B, or Old Fag. Some of those additions are the exclusively PvP only world that you can get into if you do /worlds. It is loaded with a pre-made map of natural terrain and build to surely make your PvP experience the best it can be. Some other cool things this little server has to offer is /TPS, /age to find out how long you've been playing along with the earliest you have been on the server, and a really weird but useful mechanic for once you have reached 500 hours, you can type a command to start a petition in chat to restart the server for whatever reason they need. In conclusion, those are some more of the servers in the Anarchy community scene, and I'm sure that they are all places which people can have a special and amazing time on. Anyway, I'm Super with the Anarchy Podcast. If you would like to be part of the discussion, don't be afraid and join the Discord linked in the description along with all the info for all the servers I've mentioned in this video. That's all for now. Bye!